Let's work gentlemen, I'm RunnerGuitar, and today we are having another Runner's Impressions, though this one is a rather depressing one. As some of you know, Monty Ohm, the creator of Ruby, passed away early 2015, and because of it, the direction of Ruby was unknown. We were told that they were still following Monty's legacy, but recent evidence shows that that might not be the case. Today, on his Twitter and on his Tumblr, Shane Newville, who was one of the, I apologize if I mispronounce the name, Newville, this man posted an open letter regarding Ruby, Monty Ohm, and how both he, the product of Ruby, and Monty's own wife, Sheena, were mistreated by Roosterteeth. Now, he doesn't mention specific names, he only mentions people by their title: CEO, technical director, technical supervisor, supervision director, etc. But this is something definitely painful to look at. I'll put a naked description for the letter, or you can click the screen right now. So what exactly does this letter say? This 36-page paper explains how, even though Roosterteeth from the very beginning, Roosterteeth did not have that much hopes for Ruby. It was not until they saw the Red trailer that they saw the potential Ruby could have, and that they saw part of Monty's vision. The letter explains that Monty and Shane, who was a colleague of Monty and had come to Roosterteeth solely to work with Monty, and who pretty much knew what Monty wanted to do, like it was his own creation. The ideas presented by Monty were seen as stupid, were ignored, or even cut out. The basic idea of what Monty wanted to create was almost completely ignored. The whole idea about Ribbon appearing at the end of Volume 2, that was Monty's idea. It was forced in, and people in the studio said no. There was supposed to be a major battle between Blake and Adam in the end of Volume 3 that was scrapped out because Roosterteeth said it didn't fit with the pipeline they had set up. The entire system of how they were working on was changed from something that was very comfortable and without many issues to one that was more, shall we say, easy for the company mass management. And because of this, they were always pushing Monty and Shane to do stuff that they did not want to do, or to work in ways that they did not feel comfortable working. They kept, Shane mentions also how Sheena, Monty's wife, the woman who was the inspiration for the original concept of Winter Schnee, who by the way was completely later redesigned from what Monty had developed before according to the letter, was almost completely shut out. And I will quote here a phrase written by Shane here in the letter. What Sheena was told. Give me a quick second. Okay, so to quote what Shane said about what they told Sheena, I quote, "Trying to find a place for you to work on Ruby is like trying to fit a square peg to a round hole." End quote. Now, this lady was Monty's confidant. If there's anybody that knew Ruby better than Shane, was Sheena. Monty worked from his own home alongside her to plan out concepts, rules, laws of how the show would work, and they told her no. People that Monty had brought on himself to the company were kicked out, or said, "No, you're not working the way Monty told you to work, you're working the way we want you to work." Many of the propositions Shane had made were completely ignored and erased before anybody could even see them. And in fact, they would do the complete opposite of what he proposed. Now, this is only one side of the story. We don't know if this is actually true. We're only seeing this from the perspective of Shane. though he has the support of Sheena, who also retweeted this on her Twitter, as if to confirm, yes, this is true. I am left in disbelief. I don't want to believe this letter, but seeing the evidence of Volume 3 and certain decisions made with Volume 2, I am left thinking this might be true. And it is horrible to think that a company that swore to all of us, the viewers of RWBY, Red vs. Blue, and all the creations they had, that they would respect Monty's creation, RWBY, the thing that he had created, and they would respect the vision of the man that allowed them to have their own animation studio. Because without Monty coming to work on Red vs. Blue, they would not have a studio beyond Machinima. They bastardized his vision. They ignored his rules. They ignored what he did to create their own little story, their own bastardization of what RWBY could have been. I hope Roosterteeth makes a response, so I can have both sides of the story. Because it is extremely unfair, unjust, and painful to think that an artist's creation can be destroyed so easily just because he's not longer alive. That people that have the capability of creating something close to what he had envisioned are kicked out, ignored, and possibly even mentally abused. Shane, I am sorry that you went through such hard times. Sheena, I am sorry if this is true, that you had to suffer not only through Monty's loss, but through the ignorance of the Roosterteeth staff and Roosterteeth. Unless you can prove to me that this is wrong and that this is a lie, you have lost all of my respect. It is not fair. People came to RWBY because they saw the red trailer, the white trailer, the black trailer, the yellow trailer. We saw that. And we saw Monty coming back from leaving us along with Dead Fantasy. We saw him coming back after Haloid. We saw him creating something he wanted to create, and you, if this is true, changed the image of what that was. You claim to be a company that works with its people, but this letter proves me that you're just another money-hungry whore. I hope this letter ain't true. For the sake of your company, and for the sake of the vision that fans have of your company and how your company actually works. I hope this letter is false, so only we can look at you and say, yeah, we can trust you. But if this letter is true, I can no longer trust you. I can no longer trust you saying, we are all about the community, we are all about our people. Because the community is not only your fans, the community is also the people working for you. He was a man that earned respect from people, that people would die to see, to even meet. A creatively intelligent and creative mind. And we can no longer see what his true vision was, because he's dead. His best friend was fired from the company. Shane did not leave like you said on Twitter. He did not quit. You kicked him out. And Sheena was locked out of RWBY because you did not find, quote unquote, a place for her. I hope this is false. I pray this is false for the safety of your fans and their company, because otherwise, prepare to see hell rain upon your company from people who believed in Monty. Prepare to see your little charts decline. Because what you did was create RWBY, the Carrie and Mouse Luna show, not RWBY, created by Monty a Roosterteeth production. You created a tool to use the will of your good fans who believed that you were following Monty's work to the T into your own bastardization. And I hope that you have a response, because you cannot ignore this. You cannot ignore something this important. This is the future of your company and the future of the possibility of your fans coming back to RWBY. Because if you do not respond and convince me that this is false information or false allegations, I am leaving Ruby behind because I cannot dare to watch. I cannot dare to see what you will do to Monty's creation. The disrespect of his idea. RunnerGuitar. In the description you'll find the links to Sheena's Twitter, to the open letter by Shane, and hopefully I'll be able to update you guys on whether or not Roosterteeth has a response. I hope you do, Roosterteeth, and I hope it's something worth listening to. I'll see you guys in hell.